Hello. Yeah, I'm Henny, and I will be running Doom 2016 any percent today. We have done a lot of changes in the game, maybe with the audio, so be prepared for that. Also, yeah, I want to introduce my co-commentator.
Hello, I am Havard and I exist. Yes.
Pretty much, exactly. Yes. And yeah, I think we're just gonna start. So we need to create a new save. And okay. Tutorials off. Okay, so we're gonna explain everything as we go. I think we're gonna play on I'm too young to hack. Anyway, yeah, time starts as soon as we move, and yeah, any percent, maybe a few words beforehand. Any percent is completely different from the normal playthrough that you do, because we almost don't fight any enemies. But you'll see that.
They are rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done.
Sounds a bit different than what I'm used to, but okay. Alright, so I'm gonna let Havard explain here in the first level, because I need to focus a little bit.
Right, so we are waking up and we're gonna do something called a paper clip, which is a way to get out of bounds. That'll be pretty common, a way to, just skip every level. He's gonna climb some stuff, and he's gonna treat the wall like it's
I need
paper.
to go to the settings because it's a bit low for whatever reason. See, that should be better.
Regular Doom stuff, no problem.
Just reload here.
Yeah, so a paperclip is a glitch where you can walk through walls like they're paper. However, it's quite weird to do, and it's pretty hard. And every wall will be, quite personalized. So they will be, yeah, it's almost like they have a personality of their own. So you have to treat them differently. So he's gonna get stuck here, and then he's gonna get into this corner and try to clip through that like that. Perfect. And there's a lot of precise setups in this game to actually get to where you want to go. That's what Henny's doing here. That's actually perfect. So now we're getting to somewhere where we can do a rail boost. A rail boost is a different glitch where we try to vault on something we shouldn't vault on, and it's a frame rate dependent glitch. So with a lot of frames, we can go fast, boom. So we missed it here, but I mean, it's quite difficult to do, and by doing this, we will go to the end of the first level, essentially. So definitely saving all the time. We are also trying to skip here to put on our, Doom guy suit.
So one thing maybe to explain, the route has changed quite a bit since the last showing. This is like the new intro. We now skip completely the suit and everything. We used to do like a different paperclip here. And normally you would need to listen here to the dialogue from Olivia, which we don't have to do anymore. All right, let's try this now. So this is like a bit finicky, but I promise once we get out of this level, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it's definitely really difficult to do. First, you have to navigate up here and not fall down. It's quite finicky to do everything, and it's very precise. That's why it's doing this line up here. So it's definitely a scary moment. And like we mentioned, we are skipping the suit. So essentially, we'll be naked the entire run. Except we will get the suit back, but it'll be canonically the fake suit. So lining up here again, it's very precise. Trying to get out of the room, and then we will go back to the rail boost. And again, rail boosting is a glitch where it's frame rate dependent. We try to vault on something that is not really vaultable, and we will fly really fast, depending on how many frames we have.
Okay, we're just going to do a backup here.
Yeah.
So we can do an old paperclip here, get into this wall.
So again, treating the wall like it's paper, and all paper clips are kind of their own thing. So, and he's showing us something older, but also quite difficult. So it is very precise, and when you're out of bounds in this game, not only can you fall inbounds easily, but you can also fall, in the forever falling space-time easily. So you don't have a lot of room to maneuver. So we're trying to get out here. And
For whatever reason, my mouse speed is changing constantly. I don't know why.
it is totally okay. We can do it. Right, so there will be a lot of these rail boosts and paper clips throughout the run. There used to be there's still a glitch called glory kill skipping, where we will interact with a enemy in such a way that it will put us behind a wall. And we will do that later, but only twice in the run. And that used to be like the worst, hardest part of the run, because it's incredibly precise. Like, this is already very difficult to do. And so to paperclip, he needs to hold a walk and like shimmy into the wall. And each wall is different, so it's definitely not easy to do. You can't like do it as in another speed game where you do the same thing over and over. You have to do for each wall a different clip.
We're gonna just do the old one here, old way out here.
For the old one, I think you need to get stuck in the door or something similar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
We line here.
We have to contain this.
See here, getting stuck in the door, and then we need to paperclip through the middle of the open door, and from there we can vault out and get back to the rail boost.
Okay, this is definitely not going as expected, but yeah, we're gonna get past this
Yes.
eventually.
And the game really speeds up when we're out of the intro too. Every level will be very high octane, and we will do like you will enter a level and immediately be out of the level in a few, not much more than a minute each level. Some levels are longer than others, of course, but they will all include paperclips, rail boosts, and other type of shenanigans.
All right, let's position here.
Also, good opportunity to shout out other community members like Seeker, the god of, not only Doom, but a lot of other games too. Not only is he a very good player of Doom, but also he is a person that I would say only makes crazy setups for other runners to do. And I think he's definitely one of my favorite speed people ever. I think that's a fair thing to say. Here.
Okay. We'll get this.
We just need to get out of bounds here, and then we can. And still, this is faster than doing the tutorial. Normally, we would have to kill a bunch of stuff, put the suit on, all that kind of stuff. Definitely don't want to be doing any of that.
No, it's not that.
Here we get. Ooh. It's also very easy to fall off things in this game. Like the game definitely wasn't designed for you to be up here trying to climb up the wall, so that's why we're getting a bit of issues. Here we go. Now we can go back to that black cylinder looking thing, and from there we will do the rail boost. Rail boost also very precise, so need to line it up. The setup. And so you can see that's the vaulting animation, and that's what we are abusing to fly with.
Come on.
There we go. And now he needs to get back into the elevator here, and then he can interact with the elevator button through the wall. This will also be a reoccurring theme of interacting with things through the wall.
That shouldn't have taken this long, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
You must understand, our interest in their world was purely for the betterment of mankind. Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now, yes. But it was worth the risk, I assure you.
Sounds totally like normal.
Yes.
All right, so this takes us to USC now, and in USC, it's normally a pretty lengthy level and also a pretty hard one on the higher difficulties. But in any percent, we can just do something called a rail boost, and we're gonna set this up here on the ground. And it works by simply jumping towards a certain spot here.
Oof.
And you need to, like, all the inputs are like really precise.
Yes.
And if you're just off by, like, I don't know, a frame or two, then it won't work. But luckily there's a checkpoint around here. That's a bit of the problem with this game. If you run it, that you need to like make sure that you or you will probably reset a lot if you go for actual PBs.
There we
Okay,
go.
that looks better.
And now he tries to
Play it
land
safely here.
Yeah.
And
go.
we're at the end of the level now, and yeah, with Rail Boost, generally the gist of the next levels is gonna be that we will just try to find a way out of bounds, and once we are out of bounds, then we just try to get to the exit as fast as possible. And obviously, if you fight all the enemies, there's no way like to do that, so any percent is totally different from casual. So this level I'm also gonna focus a little bit. This has changed quite recently. Maybe Havard can explain what's going on here.
So there's we saw him already interact with something through the elevator door, but he's now trying to interact with the door in the floor. So he's already, you know, past the section where he had to wait. Now he's gonna do a rail boost up to a section where he shouldn't be, and from there he will paperclip out of bounds. There we go. Perfect. And now we'll paperclip out, and then we will go from out of bounds to the end of the level in a quite difficult out of bounds section. Like I was saying earlier, it's very easy to fall back in bounds. Like, do not get it twisted. It is not easy to maneuver the out of bounds space in Doom 2016. So this might look smooth and easy, but it actually is not. He's shooting here, so he knows where he is based on the amount of shots fired. And hopefully, there we go. Perfect. That's actually.
So this route actually saves quite a bit of time. We figured this out during our first MDSR marathon last year, I believe, and there was actually a gathering in Discord with about 15 runners at that time. It was really insane figuring such a trick out where we normally would have to wait for like 40 seconds or 30 seconds in the beginning, listening to some dialogue. Yeah, like, this game has basically no waiting anymore usually, so that was really something special.
It appears that I can accelerate the upgrading of the arsenal by tendering to combat effectiveness. I have a tracker to your helmet's display.
The facility will not allow you access to the turbine room unless the demonic threat level is brought down inside the foundry. Our security systems.
All right, we're reloading the checkpoint here because that way we can kind of manipulate the AI to have some actual zombies in the next room. You might remember that we used to get some, an upgrade for our assault rifle in the room there. We don't need that anymore. You'll see why in a bit.
So this is a glory kill skip, the one of two that is left in the run. He is going to interact with this zombie. Oh, yeah.
That didn't quite work, but we have a second one.
This is probably the... I absolutely detest doing this glitch myself.
But I'm so happy that we don't have to do that very often anymore.
Absolutely. So he's trying to... in this game, you can like glory kill enemies like pretty stylishly. And he's doing something very precise to get the zombie in the right space. There we go. Yes, that's... And so the attack there is scripted, so that's why it works that way. He's gonna do a... Yes, perfect. And now he will go to the top of this room, because we are supposed to fight a fight here, but he's just gonna paperclip through. And from there, do a tightrope walk. Like earlier, looks a lot easier than it is. Here, and then this is pretty difficult, the ending here. He's gonna have to walk along the edge of the room.
Play it safely.
Yes, absolutely. It's very tight, this corner, and then he has to run and get into the next room here.
Yep, not like that though.
It's very difficult. Like it's a very, very, very like it's a tightrope, few pixels wide.
Yeah. So this rail boost here, you can actually YOLO this kinda and get a boost that goes fully up to the top of the platform. But in general, it's like nice if you get a boost at all. The problem is also if you don't hit the panel perfectly, then it might also propel you like somewhere like down there where you don't want to go. But it's like no big time loss. Okay, so let's do this paperclip again. This is like the easiest paperclip in the game. And now we just go here again.
And it has to be said, like, not only are you, you know, mostly blind when you're running through out of bounds here, but the lining has to take care along the. Oh.
I feel more comfortable doing
it quickly. Yes, that was actually took my breath away. So I cannot stress how hard these out of bounds sections are. And Foundry used to be insane before.
Yeah, Foundry has gone through so many iterations.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, there used to be so much parkouring around the outside of one arena and so on, and now I'm super glad we don't have to do that anymore.
Nightmares.
Olivia is using the tower to drill a doorway into their world. You can prevent her from opening the gate by disabling the tower induction filters.
Right, so we're just doing some tiny optimization here instead of waiting for the door to open. And now we need to do another rail boost.
Okay.
We need to do another rail boost here, which we will take us to the end of the level, actually. But he has to do a kind of like strafe, or like a rail boost into hitting a wall into a strafe to get to the end of the level, which is quite precise, but it's probably one of the easier rail boost ding-dongs in the run, I think.
So I'm gonna get a checkpoint here. The route out of bounds there doesn't really save much time, but it's also one of the more recent developments for this run. But we can just actually just go down here and climb up the fence. And now we have to just do a rail boost to the end of the level. If done well, this level is like over in 40 seconds roughly. Let's see if we can get this.
Oh, yes, that looks good.
Hold
There we go, that was perfect. Yeah,
so yeah, that's Doom 80% in a nutshell. You just skip everything. It's so cool that there are different categories for this as well. Like there's Legacy, where you can't do all the glitches, but you can do some. And there's 100%, and there's something for everyone. So I really can recommend like learning this game, no matter if you like fights or not.
Access points to the tower were destroyed in the explosion. The pipeline is damaged, but still
Vega sounds a bit rusty. Alright, so
this
this is tower. In tower, we first have to get up here. So we just do like some on-the-fly rail boost up there. Even though that looked pretty slow, it was still a rail boost. We're gonna grab the thrust boots here.
Based on a prototype developed
And then reload the hack point. And now hopefully this will go well. There's a cool boost here that we can do by lining ourselves up on the ground here and then looking here.
Ooh,
Nice.
yes.
That's a pretty new setup for that, which makes it like fairly consistent.
So he needs
And
to go up top of this tower here now with a very big rail boost. And yes, perfect.
so this is the Gauss Cannon, and it's my favorite gun in the game because it allows us to go faster. It doesn't allow us to fight enemies very well, honestly, but yeah, we can just go really fast with this.
This is not the end. It's only the beginning.
Okay, Olivia sounds a bit different than what I'm used to, but okay. Alright. Here's a little fight at the top. And, well, it's not actually a fight. Spoiler, we have to just survive for a certain amount of time. But we can speed this up a little bit by just, yeah, killing some enemies. It's like 6 or 7 enemies. And it should be 3 more.
Category 3-dimensional event in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
So now he's going to jump down here to a previous part of the level we weren't in to grab some upgrades while the like a scripted countdown is happening.
Yes, and we like also just have to wait here. There's about like a 10-second leeway what timing you can get for these dialogues. We don't really know exactly what causes the difference, but we have some theories, so we just try to manipulate it by jumping down at a certain time, but yeah, it's not 100%. Alright, so that is tower done. Next up is Kettengear, one of my favorite levels because it's a bit different. We don't really do a rail boost here or anything, we just climb some rocks. This is an outdoors level, and outdoors just means there are high invisible walls, but once we get up to the invisible walls, then we can just get to the exit of the level as well, quickly again. Alright, So beginning here. So maybe we can hit some bunny hops. Let's see. Not that well.
We will set up the portal defense at the tomb. Use a light board to mark a path.
You might see me try to get something here which is called an extendo grab. Okay,
Nice.
so extendo grabs, we lower the FPS to 10, which makes them way more reliable. Oh, I didn't want to open the map, no.
Just trying to jump up to grab the ledge of the out of bounds area here. And it's barely makeable. There we go. Some out of bounds maneuvering using the Gauss cannon for some extra speed to make the gaps. And here we should be
Here,
at the end of the level.
The end of the level, don't fall down here. That has happened in the
Yes.
rounds before. It's pretty annoying. But yeah, this is Kettinger, and we will see another hell level later. And hell levels are again like just mostly rock climbing. So yeah. Coming up, facility destroyed. There was a recent change here in this level. We used to just do a rail boost up the dome, which was pretty cool looking, but could also differ in terms of length, or how high you go, and depending on how high you go, it takes longer to fall down. We don't do that anymore. We do like a way simpler paperclip now, and it's also just way more consistent. So that's really nice.
Tower is destroyed. The portal can no longer
So
be
first we need
closed
to
from the
get
side.
across a gap
The hell
here.
energy flows from a location in the world we call
Do like a Gauss boost, and then we will actually do a rail boost here, but just a small one. Up to this point. And I make it. Okay, we'll just land on here, jump down here, and do the paperclip.
Changing momentum in the air like that is very difficult, so that's... And there we go.
We also don't spawn the enemies here, and well, there's a tram. What do we do to get inside? Well, if you have seen the beginning of the run, you might know we just press.
Oh, that was fast.
And yeah, that allows us to skip this whole fight. That was actually a really fast setup.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
All right, getting to Advanced Research Complex, which is one of the longer levels in the run, actually, because we need to do several iterations. We need to get the BFG, the Big Friendly Gun. And after we get it, we can just, again, climb some stuff and go to the exit of the level. But first, there's unfortunately an unskippable tram ride here. It's like an auto-scroller. We haven't really... Actually, we have figured out a way out of bounds here. But the problem is that if we go out of bounds here by delaying a tethering animation, we can not move still, because the game puts us in a state that we just simply cannot move as long as this auto-scroller is going on. Alright, so Gauss ammo is looking good. Now we need to do one of the few remaining glory kill clips in the run to get out of bounds here. We haven't really found a paperclip that's faster here.
Built on blood, sweat, and dreams.
Just gonna reload the checkpoint.
Reloading the checkpoint here so that an enemy is at a certain position so that the paperclip is easier because they're already hard enough.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in progress.
Yeah, and with the right... yes, that's perfect. Should be out? Yes. And from here we go out of bounds. And now we're gonna do a bunch of checkpoint
Again,
shenanigans.
climb here again. That's fine.
Yeah, a bunch of checkpoint shenanigans here to grab the BFG, go back to the checkpoint, and then fly from this rail boost twice. Is what we're planning to do, and that is faster than doing the level normally, grabbing the BFG, being in bounds, and not being out of bounds for the end of the level. Might
Alright,
be a
so
bit
let's set this
confusing,
up.
but... ooh, yes. And as always, rail boost is very precise, so not only does the setup need to be perfect, but so does the execution. And it's definitely not... I can attest that it's not easy to do so.
The thing is, some rail boosts are harder than others, and the timing also is depending on how far you're away from the ledge. So if you're just a pixel further away from the ledge, the whole timing changes. That can make it pretty difficult sometimes. So we just now here wait for the BFG. Like we can just reload the checkpoint. That will put us back inbounds. And here we're just gonna get this speed or haste power up, then climb this platform to go well, back out of bounds pretty
Yes.
much. It's kind of funny. And we're gonna grab some items here. By the way, here's Samuel's office, Samuel Hayden's office. We won't really go in there. We won't really see him anymore until the end of the run. Spoilers again.
Then now we're going back to that same rail boost to not necessarily go to the ending, but go to somewhere where we can get to the ending. The ending of this level is in an elevator shaft, and we need to land somewhere and do a setup to fall inside of it through this is a very difficult jump. He needs to do. Line it up, jump backwards, fall under the floor, and get into the elevator.
Hold on
Yes,
here,
oh,
don't die, and yeah. Now again, there's an elevator, we need to press a button, but we can just do that through the wall with the right lineup.
And yeah, so you will never like casually figure that out. Like it's absolutely impossible. Like only Seeker can find setups like these. I mean, it's true.
Seeker, the human Taz, as we call him.
Yes.
And he's not only good in terms of execution, but also, as Havard said, in terms of finding all the strategies, good setups.
Yeah,
and
probably the best
one of
Death
the
Hunter ever to live.
besides you.
No, that's not true. Seekers are a lot better. Absolutely.
All right. Lazarus Labs. This level is split into two parts.
Find the Helix Stone
And first of all, we need to write down this elevator. We can actually clip through the floor here, but that will still take us to like an enclosing that we cannot escape. So yeah, unfortunately, we have to now just wait for this a little bit. But that's no problem. After we get out of this elevator, we can simply do a paperclip. And this one is a bit finicky, lining this up in the corner, then jumping towards this corner.
Yeah, all paper clips again are like, it's as if they have their own personality. They're all different, all require different setups and things to do. Let's see if we can get...
So this geometry is one of the weirdest in the game, in my opinion. So this might take a moment to get out of here. Okay, we got out now. See if we can still make it here. Yes, okay. So once we're here, we will just do a gauss boost over here, do a rail boost to this side.
Oh.
And then fall down there. That's no problem. We can just reclimb.
Yeah, we're on the right side now, so now we can be happy. Just trying to get to the back side of this big dome so that we can finish the level.
Yeah. And one last gauss boost from here to the exit of the first part of Lazarus Labs, and that takes us to the second one, where actually things have changed recently. I'm going to focus a little bit here. Maybe Harold can explain what's going on.
Right. So there's going to be a giant section here. We again will try to interact with something out of bounds here, and we will get to a rail boost that wasn't discovered for a long time. That was really fast. And now we need to navigate this out of bounds section, and we will go to the end section of a boss. So we will be completely skipping the boss if all goes well. We used to go to the elevator that led us to the boss, but we will now navigate the out of bounds section and get to that rail boost. It's definitely one of the weirder ones because it's kind of facing the wrong way from where we want to go. And it's also very hard to see when you cannot see anything. Quite obvious, but line up here, and then we're jumping at the top of this door here. Set up. Ooh. And then we're landing here. Oh, yes. The kill trigger around the boss room, so we need to be a bit higher than that, or a bit around. Not quite sure, but we were trying to get to the back of the boss room there. And when that is achieved, we will skip the boss. We're gonna do the same exact thing. And once again, you're not supposed to be able to interact with that button at all. It's just the setup that makes it possible. I don't know why we're allowed to touch things through walls, but I mean, it's just like an astronomically small sliver that it's possible.
Yeah, I think this game has a lot of holes in walls and so on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it works. Okay, so let's try this again.
Again, some blind out of bounds action, and then
Lining ourselves up here.
okay. Yes, and then we'll land at the back of the boss room.
Yes.
Yes.
This is the Cyber Demon Arena, which we completely skipped now. And yeah, this is actually one of the most reset heavy points in the run now, because this rail boost is actually super technical. You need to curve your mouse very specifically to get the right momentum, which we luckily did there in the second try. It's kind of a shame that we skipped the Cyber Demon, because there used to be like a really cool skip by jumping on top of the back of the Cyber Demon and skipping him that way. But this saves a lot of time if you get it first try. All right, this is Titan's Realm. We're kind of slowly nearing the end of the game. We have to get out of bounds here again, but before that we need some ammo. Ammo routing in this game is very tight, because like if you really need all the ghost shots to get to certain spots and so on, you have none really to waste with how optimized the route by now is. So we're gonna just do some chain sawing here and kill as many of the lost souls so we can clip in here into this wall. This is a really weird paperclip, which we luckily managed to get there. Now we just need to get here. And okay, do a shot here. And oops.
Just trying to get to the end of the level, like all the other levels?
Yeah, this is the second hell level, and from here it's just like a couple of ghost boosts again.
Now it should be at the end of the level, right?
You can actually bunny hop in this game. It's just super precise. You need to hit the the jump right as you touch the ground with, I think it's like not even a frame of leniency or anything. So we use as in pretty much every game, the mouse wheel for it. But it still feels pretty weird. But if you get the bunny hops right, just as with what you can do in Doom Eternal, then you get like a lot of speed. And it's super nice if you get that. Saves a bit of additional time. All right, this is the third last level. Routing here has changed quite a bit as well. There's actually two different routes that we can take. We're gonna take the one that goes here first. We're gonna perform a chainsaw glitch, which skips an animation. As you can see, we can just melee the enemies and still get all the ammo. And now, ooh, are we falling? Nope, we made it. Okay, that was a bit scary looking.
So from here we'll jump to the other side of this entire level, and from there go inbounds, get a haste rune, and then do some fight shenanigans to kill 2 waves of enemies with 1 BFG.
Yes, this is actually now the first. Oops, this is actually the first boss of the run that we see now that we skip the Cyber Demon. I'm gonna go into that little cubby there to get some or activate some trigger that spawns these enemies, and then I can just use the BFG to finish them off really quickly. And yeah, this is we call them the crabs basically. There's 1 crab in the first phase, 2 crabs in the second phase, and we do a glitch. You'll see what it does in a second. It's super powerful and allows us to kill these guys really quickly. So first I'm gonna stun the crab with the first shot. And then fire the second shot, open my weapon wheel, and by doing that we can just take advantage of the game deals damage per frame. It is like the developers forgot, I guess, to take away the frame, the damage output there when that happens, because the game kind of slows down. Also, random teleports sometimes happen here. And yeah, now that basically takes us to the second phase. Again, we just reload the checkpoint here to skip the cutscene, which we luckily can do. And, well, if you paid attention, we're just gonna do the same thing here. The right timing, we can hit both at the same time. Gonna need to pay attention to not fully finish them off, as they will otherwise regen quite a bit. So that's the first one. Let's see if we can kill the second one. So there's a little bit of health left. And after that we can also glory kill this crab. And that pretty much finishes off this level, Necropolis. So as you can see, there really isn't much fighting anymore left. It's just the boss fight, the fight in tower, and yeah, it's actually a really nice. All right.
While we're at it, may I jump in with a quick announcement?
Yes, sure. Please.
Absolutely. Well, it's a very big one, my friends. We've hit $40,000. And if I have a moment, I can tell you the donation that pushed us over it. is going to be $100 from Sepul Futura saying, that cat behind the runner should be a prize. Thanks for all you do. Cheers. Yes, thank you for your generosity. Thank you for helping us reach 40,000, onwards to 50K, and back to you guys.
All right, so yeah, this is gonna be Vega. Little change here in the beginning. We're gonna paperclip in this spot here instead of another spot up there. This is easier, and we can also pick up some ammo at the same time, which is again because of the ammo routing.
So this first rail boost and he's gonna do here is quite hard, I find, at least, where you can easily die trying to go for it. You also need to do a big pan around a lot of stuff to get to somewhere very specific. And let's see. Oh, yes, perfect.
Okay, that's the first part.
Now another rail boost, and this one will take us like straight forward. This level is kind of weird where it's set up other than other levels, and we will fly to the end of the level immediately. And oh,
yes,
there we
nice.
go, yes! That's amazing.
So that's what we call the God Boost, or used to call the God Boost. There were a couple of different ways of doing this in the beginning from different spots and so on. Now we luckily have a fairly consistent pause buffer setup before we just used to wing it. It's so nice that there are so many different setups. If you're a beginner, you can even opt for some slower setups or find your own ones. So
we talk about setups, but like still that's not easy to do, especially the first rail boost there, where he has to go and like kind of get into a pretty tight hole to get to the second one.
And if you curve wrong, for example, you will also hit some death planes again. And if you are too high, you might also die because like death detection, or however the game tries to figure out whether you should die or not, is really complicated in this game. There's so many different states that it takes
variables
into account.
to it.
But yeah, okay, last level. Let's do this. Go a little bit over estimate. So here, what we need to do is first get again to a spot where we can paperclip out of bounds.
Just going cool.
So this is a bit of a different, Gauss boost there. This is also a route change. We used to go over the rocks on the right side, but because of the ammo routing and everything, we need to do this differently. Let's try this again.
Also, this game used to have a last boss, but we're going to skip that, and you'll see that momentarily. He will get to a boss arena, or an arena, and paperclip out of it. But yeah, this is probably the last time you have a chance for some donations.
All right, I'll knock out a couple of ones. Here's $13.66 from Byte saying, "Dear." Also, hello to ESA and the amazing Doom Runner. Donation goes to Best Hat Wearer. And we also have $20 from Darave saying, "Sup, Henny? Oh boy, this run is going to have some good memes. Wish you lots of good luck on the run, bud, and hope you have a great time over at ESA. Thank you for everything you did and still do for the Doom community. Wouldn't be the same without you." So yeah, back to you guys.
So
Thank you for the donations.
Yeah, he just jumped, paperclipped out and fell through the floor to get into this this section of the arena.
Yeah, you saw me reload the checkpoint there. If you're lucky, you get it without actually reloading, but it's no big deal. Okay, let's climb up here. We also used to just drop down into the boss arena, but there's also been a change here. So what we do now is first get on top of this rock, and then do a Gauss boost.
You need to extendo grab this thing to...
That was a bit close.
Yes.
Make it quite...
So when we extendo grab that, we will restart checkpoint, start behind it, and from there we will go and not kill the boss instead. So while getting back there, if you do have another donation or two, this is...
Sure thing, yeah. Here's $10 from Zet saying, "Good luck on the run, Henny. Dang, I cannot remember the voice acting in the game being this good. And to everyone, help me reach 40K during this run. Let's go." Well, we're well past that, and I thank you all for your generosity in getting us there. So do we have a moment for another, maybe?
Yes, of course, please.
Oh, sure. Okay, we have $150 from Numbskull. And they're saying, "Donating to meet the blindfolded Dark Gaia incentive. I love Bowie, and IOG is his first and possibly greatest speed game. It's going to be awesome. Bowie Spoon, Bowie Spoon, Bowie Spoon." And I'm excited to announce that blindfolded final boss incentive has been met. So that's amazing. Thank you all for your generosity. And back to you guys.
All right, so the reason you see me fail this, and it's a bit stupid, is because the bind for the toggle of the FPS is unfortunately not in the right position. That's kind of my fault. I should have double-checked that, but we're gonna get this, and worst case, we're just gonna do the old Cyber Demon and Cyber Demon Spider Mastermind skip. It's no problem. Okay, so let's give it one more attempt.
Yes, I really hope we get it here because we get
This is super cool.
Yeah, we get to finish the game essentially in the last cutscene of it, instead of actually fighting the boss and waiting for it to die and all that kind of stuff. We get to just
yeah, normally, again, you drop down into the boss arena, but thanks to Sabuline, Horizon, and Seeker, obviously, there are now ways to avoid that. So let's try this. Go here, get on top of this platform again. Now, this is so annoying because, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we will finish this. And just yeah.
May I ask a quick question?
Yes.
How much more do we have of this run?
I mean, if all goes well, not a long 30 seconds, but
Okay.
we just need to actually get this last trick here.
All right.
And the grab. Oh, so close.
Doesn't work. Okay, last attempt. That's fine otherwise.
And we are just above the last boss fight, and we are trying to avoid it completely. We will fall out of bounds, and then there's one paper clip. And from there, we need to do one ghost boost to the end, or end cutscene, essentially.
Okay, last try. Alright, didn't quite make it, but yeah. Okay, so again, a lot has changed about this run. I hope at least that we could show a little bit of it. And yeah, if you want to learn this run, you can just go to our Discord. We have a lot of tutorials. We have a super nice community. Thanks for Havard for co-commentating, and yeah. Enjoy the rest of Hackathon.
Lovely hugging, yeah. Great big round of applause to heny for showcasing as much as he could of Doom there. Amazing work, amazing work. Those are some great skips. If you have any last words, here's your chance.
Yeah, also again, thanks to all the people who did the voice lines, re-recorded them. It's Dangerous, it's Seeker, it is Creeper Hunter, Derave, so many people, so thank you so much for that. And yeah, as I said, enjoy and keep donating. See ya next time, bye-bye.
Well said, heny. All right, we're gonna quickly throw it to an intermission, and after that, it's gonna be a personal favorite, Battle Block Theater with Shafurne and Sajiki. You don't wanna miss it. I'm probably biased, but let's go to intermission, and we'll be right back with that.